We are back with another Code Peterson tutorial doing some GB Studio, and this NPC tutorial is a request from Jasmine1258, who had asked if there's a way where we could show different things that our NPCs can do to have our game come to life more. You'll notice on here the image sprites. These look really nice, and I did not create them. I'm not the best sprite creator out there in this, so these actually came from callmeDJ, who created the Game Boy style RPG Maker characters that are available on itch.io. So shout out to the crazy, awesome, talented callmeDJ. You can find those on that itch.io site and download them and incorporate them into your games. And then the tile maps that I used for the backgrounds on here were actually developed by sondanielson, who made the Game Boy simple RPG tile set, also on itch.io. So shout out to sondanielson for this awesome work on here also. That's allowing us to create these tutorials. Let's look here now and see what we have set up for this game demonstration. So if I go over here to sprites, you can see each of the characters that are brought in here are all 4 direction plus movement, and each one has the idle right, the idle up, the idle down, the moving right, moving up, moving down for all of them. Even though some of them might not be moving in this demonstration, I just put those all in there in case I want to add those characteristics to them later. And then I do have flip right to create left facing frames. Then up here in the game world, we have these 4 levels. So it's kind of just a loop. I always arrange mine in a way where it's like how I would be traveling through them on a game, especially when doing this type of game. All of these scenes I have, you could do this with an adventure style option in here, but I just did mine with the top down 2D with the 4-way movement and 4-way facing directions. The only thing that's really coded in here right now, as you can see, is just these doorways to save us time. So when you move in through these, each of these NPCs will behave in a different way. This door down here is one that we're not going to be allowed to go through, but it's something that we're going to tie to that NPC right there. And then it takes us back up to the top. So let's go ahead and begin with our non-playable character number 1 up here, Fred. You can do this with either on interact, or you could give it a collision group and say when you collide with it. I like to do the interact just because it makes it a little bit easier, and then you're not accidentally having them talk to you when you don't want to, when you're getting into the actual gameplay. We could say on interact, and to begin with, we would say display dialogue, and then we have this text in here. We'll click in here and say, I don't think we can leave this dungeon. All right, and we have that on there. Now you can also go in here to layout, and you can change the height of the dialogue. You can also change the position if you want this at the bottom of your screen or the top of your screen, depending on where your character is. Where do you want that dialogue to be, and to kind of have it be a little bit consistent through there. All right, and then because this sprite up here, when I showed you the sprites in that section, it was 4 direction, 4 movement. You know, we can talk to this character here, but then when you talk to this character on the other side, it will actually face you by default on there, which is kind of nice. So that is the simplest way, you know, to add kind of your NPC character that's on there. Just a simple dialogue. All right, now if we go to part 2, this character here, we want this character to say something like, something different the first time compared to when we see them later. So whenever we're doing something like this, we want to create a variable for this. So in here, in scene 2, we'll choose this character and on interact. and we are going to search in here if variable is true. Now, when we go here, we can drop down this menu here, and we want to actually have this be a global variable so it keeps track of it through the whole game. So we're going to scroll down. We're going to choose variable 0. And if I click this pencil, I'm going to call this one friend. All right, so the first time we talk to this character, we're not going to be their friend, but the second time we talk to them or after, they're going to recognize us. So we're going to say on interact, if friend is true, then we are going to go here and we're going to display dialogue. And then we have our text in here. We're going to say, welcome back. It's great to see you again. That's what happens if the variable is set to friend. Now, when we, or if the variable friend is set to true. Now, the first time we come in this room, we haven't set it equal to anything yet. So when we do this, we want to say what happens when this isn't true. So down here where it says else, there's this triangle. Make sure you click the triangle. Otherwise, it doesn't show you the false statement on there. And then we can click add event. And we're going to go display dialogue, and we will say, I don't like strangers in here. All right, and then after that, in the same one, we're going to add an event, and because we will have talked to that person once, and then in theory, after that, that person will recognize us, then I can go in here and I can go set variable set to true, click the drop down, and find friend. All right, let's test it. So we go in here. We talk to this character. I don't like strangers in here. Okay, we come back in. Welcome back. It's great to see you again. All right, so that time we were able to change the condition of what they're saying. So we could easily do that with a quest item. And if you watch some of my other tutorial videos, I do have another one related to NPCs with quest items where it's like if they're looking for something and then you go and find it, it's the exact same as this. The only difference is when you find the item, that's when you're changing the variable to true. And then you're coming back and reporting it to the person. So if you have any questions on that, check that video out or ask a question of it down in the comments below and we can help you out with that. So that's NPC demonstration number 2. For NPC demonstration number 3, this one I thought would be cool if this character was like guarding this door. So we can go here. And with this one, we're not going to start with interact. We're actually going to start with on update. And we'll click add an event. This one, I don't have to click keep running while off screen. It just depends how many things are going on your level. If you have too many things going on and it's running well off the screen, it could make your game run a little slower. In this particular game, my screen is the same size as the level in here, so I don't have to worry about that either way in this case. But I want to add an event, and I'll start off and I will go wait, and maybe I will wait for, I don't know, 1 second. And then I want to actor move to, and it's going to give me this X and Y coordinate option. So I'll change my X here, and I will move this down to about right there. And then I'm going to add an event and wait for another second. And then here I can actor move to, and I will move the actor back to the original position on here. All right, let's see how that looks. So we go over here, go down here, it's waiting a second, waiting a second, waiting a second. And because that's on update, just think of this update as like a while loop. So while this is on the screen, it's always going to be doing that motion on there. If I want to talk to this person, I can still do that. I would just go here to interact, and we'll go here to dialogue and display dialogue. And this one, we will say something like, talk while I'm on patrol. All right, so when we go in here, character's moving here, and I'm not supposed to talk while I'm on patrol, and that person is guarding this part of the level. All right, and now for scene 4, we're going to do something similar to what we did on scene 3, but we want this NPC to be moving in and out of the room to give us the sense that there's things going on more than just in this simple map, that there's a world outside of it also. So on here, we'll start just by saying on interact, add an event. We'll do a display dialogue and we'll say, sometimes I don't know if I'm coming or going. All right, and then we can go over here to on update, and we'll start off. I want this character to like go right here and then down through the door. So we'll say add an event, and we will wait 3 seconds. Actor move 2, change those values, get there. And then we're going to add an event, and we'll do another move 2, actor move 2. And now let's look here and go down to the bottom. Then we're going to add an event, and we are going to hide actor. And then we will wait for 3 seconds. Then we are going to show actor. And then we'll just retrace those steps. So move 2, actor move 2, and one last actor move 2. Go back to the original position. All right, so I want to show you this here. We're going to test this, and we do have a problem that this presents that I'll show you, and a possible solution for it. We have our character moves out of the room and comes back up. We can talk to this character. Sometimes I don't know if I'm coming or going. All right, now this character is going to go down here. And if I talk to the door, that character is still technically there, so it registers that. Now, you can deactivate an actor, but because this is in the on update, I don't believe this will allow us to bring our actor back once it deactivates. Like if we deactivate it and then wait 3 seconds, it's never going to come back because then it's not on the screen, so it can't be referred to that on update. So here's kind of what I was thinking is a possible workaround. We can go up here to where it says hide self, and then I can click this down arrow and insert event after, and I'm going to search for set actor position. I can have that character just up outside of the wall where they're not going to be in contact with anybody. If I go up here and then I copy this event of set self position, then I can go down here after it says wait for 3 seconds. I can paste event after, and this time it'll say set position, and I'll move that character back to where it was. So now the character is going to move over here. It's going to go down here. It's going to turn invisible. And then it's going to move it outside of where we would ever be able to come into contact with that character. And then after that 3 seconds, it's going to move it back down here and make it be visible again and move back. So now if we try this, go down here. and it's not working. If I try to follow that person, you're not allowed in here, and it moves us back. And then our character comes back. And when it's up there, if I try going up here and trying to talk to it while it's hidden up here, it's impossible to do because it's outside of that solid border that we have around the outside of the map. And so there it is. That is our NPC demonstration for this. So again, we have our basic character here that you can talk to, and it faces you depending where you talk to it at. We go through this door. The first time we talk to this person, I don't like strangers in here. Welcome back. It's great to see you again. So we are able to change what that person says because of a variable. We go down here. We have a character that is on patrol and is walking back and forth in front of that door. Then we go in here. Sometimes I don't know if I'm coming or going. And then this character leaves the room and then comes back here. If you try to go in there also, you aren't allowed in here. And we're back to the start again. So there it is, some different ideas for incorporating behaviors with our NPCs that add a little more variety and make your game come to life a little bit more. Let me know what you think in the comments below, or let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I hope we catch you on our next GB Studio video.